Hey, Frenchies.
Sucker blow.
Do you want us to pull some more chips and just see what happens, or do you want to wait?
Again, it's totally up to you guys because you're letting him see the order of things, and that might change what he does. If you don't care, go for it.
Brandon, you okay with that?
I'm okay rolling forward, yeah.
Here we go. So
So we just pull, yep, number six.
Here we go.
6 it is.
On the
6
board.
is Corf Cavalry. That's a secondary unit, but they had a chip this turn. Robert, these guys are moving around in front of your units, so that's you. Let's see here. That guy got placed out of command. Damn it!
What is command determined?
First at the start of the turn in the command phase, and then as you begin to move, you recheck it because sometimes it gets jumbled up by stuff.
So, okay. I was just making sure there was a recheck.
Yeah, like in this case, Davidov, who's the Dragoon commander here, he had carefully set up to be in command of both of his regiments. And then I went for unknown reasons. Usually it's when you obliviously do it yourself. And I moved the guy right in between, and I don't have the range to reach him. So now only one of the two is in command. What I got.
But there is a recheck.
Yeah.
In Goss, it's important that, hey, the termination of supply is a very specific point in the game. And you don't recalculate it, except for some other, some weird purposes. But thanks, appreciate that.
Yep. When you reach, just for clarification, when you recheck, isn't the intent of that just to determine that there is nothing blocking the former command, connection, versus somebody's now in command that wasn't at the beginning of the turn?
Yeah, you can't re-enter command, but you can lose command.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a P equals Q, but not Q equals P. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah. So because the regroup chit came up, and in theory, stuff could have moved during the regroup phase to get back towards their leader. But then when the move comes up, those guys can't then move. So that's what happened. Yeah. Because they'd already moved in the regroup phase.
However, people that were in command that were now not in command during the regroup phase might be able to move in at the favorable chip draw.
It usually gets worse, not better. Let me say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know, but there is that possibility that, just whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a little messy over there.
I do enjoy the organized mayhem.
Well, let's see. We've got Jeff from Hex to Hex signing in. We've got Grim Harbinger signing in.
It's always good to hear Grim.
Of course.
Name. Yeah.
He had some very clever comments that he made yesterday.
Oh, I'd love to hear it. Yeah.
So we were talking, of course, yesterday when we were playing Lobosits, which is 1756. The Super Bowl was going on, so we had a couple of people that were sending score updates, and so he called it the American Rugby. And that got a laugh out of everybody. And then he explained, well, it's American rugby because no one's really using their feet, until somebody pointed out that they are using their feet to walk and run. So even though they're not touching the ball with their feet necessarily, their feet are involved in some way, shape, or form.
They are carrying the ball. That's for sure a lot.
Yep.
You have to use your feet to score field goals and extra points too.
That's true. Somebody is kicking madly away.
Yes.
Strange sport. I'm sometimes amazed it's still allowed.
Very strange sport.
So deadly.
It was interesting.
Go
Oh, it was interesting. Last night on the NFL was really pushing female flag football
Yeah.
to make it a national sport. I thought that
Yeah,
was really
that sounds
interesting.
great. I would almost prefer that, but I'm not going to watch either one. But yeah, I don't know. I was glad that my son didn't play because I know that I tore myself up playing high school football in ways that were just stupid. And thank God I didn't play something more like college ball because everybody I know who played college ball has got serious issues because of it.
I'm done with the Corf Cavalry. Who's next?
All right, I'll get you a chat. 15.
Guess what? That was the other one. Right, that's the Cossack group.
But I can't say that, Australian rules football is going to be a lot less painful. Or rugby for that matter.
I
That's a
I
worse
would
sport.
say rugby is probably the more painful. You don't have like the genetic freaks like what you do in American football, but just watch. Just watch those national teams. Those guys are just muscle bound gorillas that are just smashing each other without padding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I used to like, I think when ESPN first showed up, they showed a lot of Australian rules football. And
Mhm.
so it was a hoot to watch. As you said, just incredibly brutal people getting smacked upside the head kind of a thing. Okay, Grim Harbinger says, but feet also carry basketball players. Should it then be called foot basket? Okay. All right. Yeah. There's like most things with America, it doesn't have to make sense.
Oh,
So,
that finals in the Olympics was pretty spectacular performance by Curry. On French soil. I got to tell you that was hard fought game. They put their everything into that. I mean, within a hair's breadth. That's some of the best shooting of all time.
we have the Cossacks moving around over there.
Yeah.
Hello. Sorry.
Hey, David, how are you?
Okay, look for a game online. Better than the Super Bowl. Okay,
Yeah.
looks like a good place to go.
The Emperor was on a little too long with Josephine on his cell phone.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that what happened? What's his name? Was talking to Taylor Swift, got distracted, didn't throw the ball, didn't catch the ball. So, David, there's a couple of chits that had come up,
Yep.
as you recall, and this looks like 14 and 15, which are in your zone.
Right. Okay. So 14 here. 14.
Brennan?
Nice.
Hey,
Here, I'll meet you down in game room 1, Dave.
Sorry to interrupt your Platov move, but
Okay.
So Corp, you moved over near the Voina with the light cav there, and
All right.
All right.
So I think 14, what is that? That's it's some cavalry.
Colbert.
Colbert, okay.
Yep. He's right there. That's going there. And let's see. This is X. And there's one underneath here. It's going on. He's coming. All right, and he's going here. And Colbert he can go either. He's got a range of 5, so I can go either way. But let's stick him over there. All right. So that
All
one's
right.
done.
There you go. Covering the guns, always important.
Covering the guns, yes. And all right, now next we have 15, which is
It should be
Pajol.
Pajol and company.
All right, Pajol. All right, so the first we're going to do. Let's see, where is Pajol? So first. Nope, Desart right there. Help me if I zoom in a little more so I can see what's going on. All right. He is going. Where is he going?
So I don't know if Desart is in command.
Yes, he is. Pajol's right here, and Desart is an officer. And an officer command span can go through other units.
Oh, okay. Is
Officer
it
to
is it
officer.
only?
Only officer to his subordinates.
Okay, no worries.
So
And I think anyway that came up before. That shit came up. No, actually, that shit came up after he moved. Okay, no worries. Go ahead. Go wild.
So he's going up to there, and he's going to, I think, go like that. And let's see now. Some of these, actually, I was going to put some little labels on these guys so I could know who they belong to.
Yeah, because I think Desart has got.
He's got this other
Yeah,
unit
he's
here.
got that the 12th Chasseurs à Cheval.
And they are actually going to just remain where they are because they actually exert an influence. All right. That's him. Let's see who we got next. All right, so Waltz is underneath here. He has these 10th Hussars. Because Subave or whatever his name is got whacked.
That sounds about right.
And these are his others down here.
Oh, there was one thing I was going to mention to you. You can't have cavalry in the earthworks.
Oh, well, they're moving on the.
Well, these guys are part of a different command. They're not an activated command. So I just think you should probably just move them back a hex, and then you're going to be fine.
Well, they're actually moving with in the regroup, but yeah, because they were. I can move them now if you want, or
Yeah, I just figured if we just moved them back so that way they're not violating stacking. I mean, those guys were fine where they were. It was just these guys couldn't be in the earthworks to begin with.
yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Understand. Yeah, okay. So we can do them now. Or whatever. All right. So these guys here are also Wolf. And the guys under. Okay, and these guys are Wolf, Control L. All right, and all right, so that's those guys, and I think I might have the Bertha guys actually already. Yeah, they're already
in one hex from the looks of it. There's only those 2 Hussar units
they're
left.
already, and they already have labels on them. So, all right, so where do I want to go with these guys? All right, so let's see. All right. These guys are going to come out of skirmish. And they are going to go right there. And actually probably should have talked to Rick first, because I've noticed that he did some things marching all around over there. It's like, okay, what's your plan there? But I'm kind of moving with
the
what
way
I
Rick
think.
rolls. I think he's
yeah.
trying to bring Morand around the other side of the brush, was his thinking.
Yep. The other one of, see, down here. Okay, so these guys are going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's a good spot for them? That's a good spot for them. Now they go there. And these guys. Not much left of them. But they can be possibly useful for something. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so go up to here. There. And Bertha's. Okay, so let's figure out where I want him. He can go. There. And actually, let's put him there. Just in case you get somebody gets a lucky shot through there. All right. And this and this and this. All right. Goes up skirmish so he can march through them if he needs to at some point. And Pajol, let's see, where do I want him? I guess we'll put him right here, and Bertha will go in this hex there. Are you sure cavalry's not allowed into those earthworks? Because I know they can charge into them from the back
They
side.
can, but they can't actually go in there. So I looked
Okay.
it up because I'm like,
Yeah.
because I seem to recall that they couldn't. But yeah, if you look at the stacking, it says it's not permitted in earthworks.
Okay, so they can attack.
So they
it,
can
but they don't
attack,
end up
right? Yeah, but
But
they
they
can't
don't end up
actually.
going into it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Because I knew they could charge into them from the backside. So
Right, they can.
or they can actually.
Yeah, I
can
think they can charge through the front as well, but they just have
Yeah.
a big penalty.
Yeah, big penalty on it. So, but then they can end up, which doesn't quite make sense. But yeah, okay, we'll go with that. I believe that.
Hey, I don't write the rules.
Yeah.
I just complain about them.
All right. So now you've got.
Yep. So I've got
7.
number 7. That was the heavy cavalry here. So let
Yep.
me get them sorted out. So I basically have to kind of put them where I want them for where I anticipate stuff might be here in another turn or so. All right, that guy can go there. And let's move this cavalry over here.
While
And
you're doing that, I'm going to grab some breakdown counters for some of my young guard here. So
okay.
kind of watch that. And
Yeah, I'm just kind of moving people. No charges, just kind of getting them where they need to be for, countercharging, protecting my guns, that kind of business. So at this point, let's see how many. I've only got one. How many units do I even have that's part of that command? I think I've only got 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so where's the other guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, they're all there. Okay, I'm done. That was easy.
all right, so you moved them all. Okay, so they moved them back there. Where's the 5th one? I see.
So it's under the
an
leader. So there's 1,
Under-
2, 3, 4,
Under
and
that
5.
leader.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So under that guy out front. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That looks interesting.
So
All right.
yeah,
So,
and then so that takes care of that. So then there was the regroup, and then
all right. So the regroup is basically what I was
right doing with
intending
that one group of cavalry. Yeah, I didn't know if you had other people that you needed to regroup, and then it's chit number 9 for you, which is I'm not sure who's number 9. It looks like that's the young guard you were talking about.
All right.
So do your regroup first, so you get that sorted out.
So, all right. Oh yeah, I do have some other regroup over here. Okay, let's see. 3.
So just tell me where you're at, so I can.
I'm over here by the old guard.
Oh, okay, over on this side of the map.
Yep, right
Oh,
there.
okay, cool.
So, let's see. Shell, there's that guy.
Got what?
And the 3-2 and the 3-2, which. All right, so those 2 and the other. All right.
We got basically 2 brigades. It looks like.
Yep. There's 3rd Division 1st Brigade and the 3rd Division 2nd Brigade. The first one's going towards Boyer, which is that one. 1st Brigade. And the 1st Brigade, who's 2, 2, 3, 1. Is there one here? Yes, there's one under here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the other one for the 1st Brigade is. All right, so he can go to there. And the 2nd Brigade. All right, so. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And all right, so they're within 7th. Then we can do the sappers. They are part of. They are. Let's see. They are. Okay, so they both headed towards.
I guess the sappers would move towards. Well, if you attach them to
Kirad.
somebody, otherwise they'd move towards Lefebvre, right?
Yeah, where's Kirad? Where does he?
He's stacked with Lefebvre.
Oh,
right?
okay. He's not flipped over. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me flip him over. That was okay. All right. So. these guns there. Oh, 1, 2, 5. Actually, were they? Okay, they were here, right?
Yep. So if you move the sappers, well, I don't know that you can go any further forward than that.
Well, I can get on the road and get into road.
So that's going to give you for every. I mean, it's not. It's not road.
3. You're right. It's not
like,
1/2, but it's
yeah,
like
it's
3, 4 for 3 or something
yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah. And let's see. He king the sappers. All right. So 6 to yeah, he can go on top of the guns. And then 4 and all right. Do I have any others for regroup? Any other regroup? Don't think so. All right, so
then
these
it's
guys, we don't have,
number
I mean,
9.
you said they were, yeah, you said they were out of command, right? Because the guy was in the way.
Who's that?
These, I attached those to Duro, but
Right. Yeah, because they were these other units here are blocking the
right.
the
So,
command span.
I don't. I thought I put labels on those, but DRTROU. True GROU. OT. L. All right. And those are out of command. All right. I think that's all my. All right. So now the young guard.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So this one here. He's breaking down into his constituent parts. That's these two here.
Does it cost anything to do that in this rule
Yes.
set? Oh, just like one movement point or something?
Yep. Yep. So let's see. Comes off, that goes on. All right. All right. So he's coming off. Same with this one. That's the Voltigeurs. They won 4 Voltigeurs.
Hmm. I thought those were battalions, but yeah, they're just little regiments.
Yeah, they're just little regiments. Okay, so they're here. And same with this stack here. Oh, who was popping down there with us? Somebody popped in and out, sounded like.
Everybody's back up in the main room from what I can see. So
Yeah,
just
we're all
probably
here.
one. Oh, do they all join us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always watching.
Okay.
Monsters Inc. there.
All right. So let's see what. What order am I going to do these now? All right. All right. So first one's coming out of square and here
Okay, sure.
into skirmisher.
Okay.
Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
All right. The second one there comes out of square into skirmish, and he's going. So he's at 2 now.
Mm-hmm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Skirmisher there. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
That's what I wanted to do. Delete that. Delete. All right. Okay. Delete. Let me get these guys back on the board or off the board here so that we don't mix them up.
Yeah. I think that's still one of my favorite things. When Robert and I first played Auerstadt, we had the regiments and the battalions. We had twice as many troops on the field. We didn't know there was a difference.
That's right.
So
Okay.
More fun.
exactly.
More fun.
I definitely favored the French because I don't think the Prussians had regimental counters. I can't remember. So
And this one is going. All right. To this stack right here. Top one's going in. He's at 1 right now. He's going to the skirmish 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so this one will go, the other one will go out of skirmish, or out of square, skirmish, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. this is not here anymore. And this one here, the first one, comes out a square into skirmish. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to end up here. And bring that officer to the top here. And the other one's going to go to there. And let's see, Berthazine's going to stick himself right here on that one. They are, see, part of all right, so that's Delbort's division commander. So I'll put him right behind there for the division. All right, so that's the 1st Division, 1st Brigade. Now we'll do the Vistula Legion. Two of them here, and one of them there. They're under.
Yep.
Clefarde or whatever, however you pronounce his name. I'm sure I butchered that one.
We do that on a regular basis.
Yes, those are also breaking down.
I mean, at least I do.
So who do we got here? We got the first. So and where do we want? It breaks down. He's gonna, it's in columns, so let's see. So it's 1, and we got, let's see. So first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And into line 7. And this one into line 7. And all right, so the second one, who is number 2. And yeah, so all right, so he's gonna go to here and into line, and the other one is going to go behind into line, and the last guy here, he's basically going right here into line. All right. It's that one and this one. And let's see, Clapper will go there. Oh, actually, let's see. Actually, one of those is going to go under Delbord. I might as well just keep him with Berthazine.
It looks really pretty, like they're marching in a parade.
Yep. All right, so that's these 3. So next we want these. Let's see. We got the 2nd Division. We got 2 brigades. Second Division, 2 brigades. Well, this guy doesn't need to be in. Let's see, where do I? 4, 8. Yeah, we can probably do that. Oops, what did I just do? I just deleted him. Back up. All right. Is he back? Yeah, there he is. Let's that. I want to do that exactly. What can we? What can we? Actually, I'm going to change that. These guys just. Here, I'm going to guys some more targets, I guess.
That's what we love, targets.
Yeah, targets. So we get some targets there. And oh, nope, he's not part of that one. He's part of this one. And this guy is part of that one. All right.
And it looks like you've got
Now,
2 more, I don't know, regiments. These guys here and these guys here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me do this clip right there. All right, so that way everybody's in command still, even if I put somebody here that's different. Okay. All right, and all right, so we got the guy under Napoleon here. We got, this is the, okay, so that's the I just finished with the 2nd Brigade, or the.
So they are part of Baudelaire, his 2nd Division, 1st Brigade. Both of those 12-7 units are his. And Roger
right
is
here.
the 2nd Division leader.
Right.
Yeah.
Roger, he's there. Okay, so those 2. All right, so we're gonna get 2, 3, and we'll stick them in line just in case. Make them. Who's this? Oh, that's Birth. And
Right. So the leader that's at the bottom of the stack, he's the brigade leader for those 2 regiments. So the leader that's at the bottom of the stack with Napoleon.
oh, isn't that Berthier?
Well, Berthier is right underneath him, but below that
Oh, there's
is
another one?
yeah,
Okay. Oh, but
yeah. And so he's the
And he-
brigade leader for those two regiments that just moved.
Yeah, got it. Gotcha. And Roger is the division leader for those. Okay.
Correct.
So they can be that. And since that's his, let's see, his division is that, and the guys in front. All right, that's that's a perfect place for
Right.
him.
And then all you need to do finally would then be to move Mortier, who's the corps leader, to keep everybody happy.
Keep everybody happy. And let's see. Well, and also I have his ADC over here can move also.
Right.
And all right, so all right, that's not him. That's Martier's under here. All right, let me get rid of this thing here. All right, so what's he got? All right, so Tim and an activation marker. And let's put him right there. Or maybe let's put him right here.
He can occupy the earthwork.
He can occupy that.
The cavalry can't, but he can.
So he's got all his division commanders in command, and we got all those, and he'll get his aide de camp back to him. Give him back. All right.
I think you've moved everybody who
that
belongs to
is
them.
the young guard. Yes.
Yep. Cool. All right.
All right.
I don't know if people already grabbed stuff from the bin yet, but
it looks like it's Duro is on deck here.
Number 6.
Yep.
Okay.
So, all right.
And then the final one is mine. So, okay. Well, that's easy.
That's your.
That's my core over there. Yeah.
All right. So, Duro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna go like that.
Michael would be proud of you. You got them facing the right way. And we're talking about Michael McAlpin. When we play the Ages of Reason, you've got to turn your road column stuff so it's all facing the right direction and everything. So I'm not usually that precise, but Michael is very, okay, it's got to be this way. It's got to be turned this way.
Yeah.
So
there was someone on one of the Facebook groups that had posted about like.
So you can't put that one there, right? Because you've got 3 and 3, and so this one's actually got to go back. Yeah.
Yep. And actually, there's one more under here that I want further up the line. So let's see here. We got 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Right. So there's 3 there. There's 3 there. So we got 2 here, 3 there, 3 there, and 2 here.
There you go. It's a thing of beauty.
It's a thing of beauty, and Duro himself, to keep everybody in command, will go right there. I think that's it.
Cool. All right, it's my core that's activated now, so that's going to be Borisdin the First. So that's the 27th
Is it useful
division.
if we go start the fire phase over on the west just to get things?
Yeah, that would be
underway?
cool. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I will shuffle I'll shuffle the chairs, on the deck of the Titanic here. So, All right.
All right.
So David
So
first. Yeah. So I've got.
which divisions are they?
So I've got that's the 27th Division, the second
20s.
converged, and then so these
Second
converged,
Grenadier.
yeah,
Okay.
and second Grenadiers. So 3 divisions altogether. So we'll start up here with the guns that are empty. We'll see if we can't get that one to limber up. So anything but a 6, a 5. So they're going to limber up. And let's go ahead and flip them.
No, they're okay. They're limber on 1 to 3.
Right, and he's a special leader who adds 2. Right, Lawrenceton's a leader of special ability, so it adds 2 to the die roll. So I rolled a 5. So
Okay.
So 3 plus 2 is 5. That limbers in my book.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, unless there's something different about regs, I wouldn't be surprised. But, all right, so he's going to move, and he's going to park
it's
over
the
there.
French math.
That's the
thought
French
somebody told me
math.
that.
Yeah, it's a little different.
All right, then he'll move here, and then he'll see if he can get this guy to limber. So same thing. Oh, they're not going to go, so we will just prolong back instead. Can't win them all, as they say. All right. Good. So that takes care of those exciting guns. Now what I need to do is move the rest of the 27th Division. I think I'm going to prolong these guns here like that. Up. And I will... I've got 1, 2, 3. I can get these guys over here. And those guys will just hang out where they're at right now, having fun. I guess these guys could pull back that way. And everybody else is just in a holding pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, all right, so that's it for the 27th Division. We go over to the...
Okay, and those guns are attached to the 27th, right?
Yes, so they are, this whole battery was. So if you take a look at, well, you can see on the back of these guys that they are part of the 27th. And these guys are also part of the 27th. So that's why I had the leader over there, so that way he could get them all dancing around.
Right, so he should be marked as the 27th then.
Good idea. Let me go ahead and put a label on it. Although he is an Army one, so I could switch him to somebody else if I wanted to. But he's been part of the 27th since the start of the game.
Just to keep track of who he's under command of right now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, if we move over to the other side of the universe, we've got... All right, those guys just moved during the regroup, so that's why I've got them labeled, so that way they are not going to be moving.
So is this the one that limbered up?
Which one?
Yeah. Yep. Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. There's one that's...
He's got a 0 thing on.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Now where we are. Okay.
Now we are over... I think we're going to do something with the 27th.
Oh, you did the 27th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the name of the... or the number on this converged battalion. So we're over with the second converged. Yep. And
their commander is
this guy right here.
Yep.
Yep. Say that 4 times fast. So
he's all those orange pants guys there.
He's the guy with the tan pants. Yep.
Tan pants, yeah.
We'll see what color it is here after Rick takes some shots at me. They might be a different color. So let's see. Okay, I'm going to move those guys there and the leader there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, those guys are out of command if I do that. Well, that's no good. Okay, well, I'm trying to have a checkerboard. It's not working out so easily. All right, I'll put that guy there then instead. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool. That was all the excitement for those guys. I know Rick was expecting something much more exciting than that. All right, we'll have these guys drop in here, and then these guys are going to go there. So we're over to the other grenadiers. We'll bring their friends forward. And that's going to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We'll put those guys there. And okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think everybody is in command. 3, except for this guy who will be out of command. So if I move him there, then that guy will be out of command. And that guy will be out of command. So let's just push them all forward 1. All right. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Hooray. All right. That was the excitement of my move. We can start shooting at each other now, Rick. If Rick is still here.
Is Rick still there?
Yes, I
There
am.
he is.
There we go, indeed. So why don't we start on the eastern edge of the map and work our way across. So, and you'll notice that I marked this cavalry that had done the opportunity charge with the disorder marker. So at the conclusion of the melee, it would be marked with a disorder.
I thought we decided that's not true for cavalry. That was only for infantry.
No,
Was the
that's
last
actually in
conversation we
the, that's actually in
No,
the,
I'm just saying the last conversation we had was melee with infantry, but
no, I actually
I'm
looked
okay.
it up in the cavalry charge thing. It said,
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good.
Well, I'm
I
curious
mean, David could look
because
it up, but there was something that I saw there where it says after you're done with the regroup, then mark the units with disorder. So we can figure it out. It's not the
Yeah.
not the end
Yeah,
of the
it's
world.
not like
I'll
I'm
look
gonna
at
change
I'll
anything
look
right
at it
now.
while you
Yeah.
guys are working on.
All right. You've got some guns over there. I've got some guns over there. I've got these guys that are over in this part of the woods. And I think I can sneak a shot at yeah, I can sneak a shot there with that hex at your hussars. And then the other guys, I don't know that they can shoot anybody necessarily. Let's take a look. They could shoot, I guess, those guys there. So for this one, it's going to be 5 plus half of 5. So we'll say 7.5. 7.5 to Fire defense in disorder, I think, is going to be what, 8 probably?
Oh, I think it's 18 for the French.
It's 8. Hey, so it's just a 1-to-1. No pluses, no
Yeah,
minuses.
famous last words.
Here we go. 23. That's a miss. All right, so we'll scratch some ammunition for those guys.
Now, did that cavalry advance after Melee?
I don't know. I think it
That's
did
the-
because then it did the regroup.
Because the advance after Melee is what's called the disorder. The regroup does not. When a chart, there's nothing under regroup of that. But if he does, if the target,
Right, so you have to advance after
cavalry
melee.
that advances
Yeah.
after Melee are disordered unless already disordered. If the
Yeah.
unit was already disordered, there's no further mark the unit as disordered before they advance. Cavalry that charges and perhaps pursues but did not melee the target are not disordered.
All right. Here I've got an 8 to.
Well, we didn't
Probably
melee, he
7.
ran, right?
Yeah,
You
you did
did-
melee. Yeah, because you opportunity charged my guy, and he ended up
Oh, and
routing.
you couldn't run. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so it looks like it's another 1-to-1 on this. Whoops, I didn't mean to move the unit and the leader on that stack there. So here we go.
Did he run before the melee?
53. No. We actually fought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, all right. So there's a hit on that hex there.
Okay.
Make a morality checksy with a +2 for your leaders. They're happy. All right. You've got these guns here that can fire a couple of different ways depending on what they want to shoot at.
I can't really see your artillery.
No. So you could either shoot this way towards that guy, or you could shoot that way towards that guy.
Yeah, you can see that hex, I believe.
Yeah, those guys.
That's on the right side.
Yeah.
8,
Yes, you can see that hex.
8
So-
or shot at the infantry, but you're in line. So what's the defense of the artillery?
It's 16, and then in
And
the
they're probably +2 in the brush, or it might even be more. Is it 20 in the brush?
it's 20. Yeah. So
Nasty.
you don't have enough to do it because you've got basically 5. So you can't really fire at them. Here you'd have, if you fire this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, you'd have 6.
9.
You'd have 9 to 9. You'd have a 1-to-1 shot there. It's probably your best odds. Otherwise, you're firing 9 to, I don't know, what, 13 or something there. So that's a 1-to-1. Oh, actually, it's less than a 1-to-1. It's 1 to 1.5. So pick your poison.
I'll take a 1-to-1 shot.
Okay, on the infantry.
Infantry.
Roll your dice.
Yeah.
65. That is a palpable hit.
Boom.
All right, and we will mark them with an increment. And let's go ahead and roll for them. 45, we're happy. All right, I've got some guns and skirmishers who can do stuff. Actually, I think you've got some, I don't know. Actually, no, these guys here could take a shot down this way. 1, 2, 3. So they can actually, this battery here can shoot at those disordered guys in the brush.
Sorry, I'm fixing my ammo. All right, where are we at?
So
The
these
disordered
guys
guy?
here can fire there. So you've
Yeah.
got 6, and
And
then you
they-
could add in 3, so you'd have 9 to 8. You'd have a 1-to-1 shot on those guys.
You can't add in skirmisher values?
Yeah, why not? It's
Okay.
the fire phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thought it wasn't technically.
It's
considered
they can't
fire.
do opportunity fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sure. I'll shoot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue. It's to my advantage.
All right. So that one was a whiff. Okay. So then I've got this 2 batteries plus this skirmisher. We'll take a shot at those guys. And so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 8 plus 12, that's 20, plus 4, that's going to be 24. 24 to 6, that's going to be 4 to 1 with a
Line 6?
plus,
Who's
with a
firing?
plus 2. These 2 guns are firing there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, yeah. So it's all together plus these skirmishers. It is 24 to 6 because you're a big target, right? You've got more than 6 increments there. All right, and I get a plus 2. Here we go. 26 plus 2.
Plus 5. Or no. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the-
over 9. Never
Yeah.
mind.
All right, that should be good enough for a single hit.
But is it covering line considered 8? Or is it because I'm too big that
It's
makes
because
it
you're
too
too
big.
big. Yeah.
Got it.
So
And I get the modifiers? That just sucks.
no,
right.
there was no pluses for the size because you're if you were
Oh.
more than 9,
9.
then there would be a modifier for that. So it's just
And
a
so
single
what's the
hit.
number to be more than
You'd have to have
X
10. You need to have 10 in the
no.
hex.
To get the
Oh, you'd need to have 6
the minus
increments
defense.
left.
anything over 6?
If it's 7 or
you're
more,
considered-
you're considered in
Got it.
column.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Chuck your dice. They're happy. All right. Next one, we've got these
happy?
2 that can fire on that guy there.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 12 plus 12, 24. He's in disorder. So I think his fire defense is 8. So that's going to be a 3 to 1. 3 to 1 with a plus 1 for my leader. Here we go. 13. That becomes a 14 at 3 to 1. That might not be enough. Let's check and see. Nope, not enough. All right, let's mark
Need to
off
fire
ammo for
somebody.
everybody. Yeah, well, those guys, I think this might be the first time they've even shot at anybody.
I'm like, wait, we can shoot.
There's somebody actually to shoot? What?
Those idiots. Fire.
Yeah, this is the first time. There's no ammunition wagons for them. So, ammunition and ammunition. Okay, let's mark them down. All right. And there we go. Okay, so now we move over to the infantry that are all lined up over there. Yeah, and you've got some shooting to do, and I've got some shooting to do. So let's go ahead and do some shooting, shall we?
Okay.
So I've got this guy can skirmish you there and there, and then he can add in some skirmishy stuff over there.
Can he?
So-
Because he's being assaulted. He doesn't have to shoot the assaulting unit.
He can't shoot at the assaulting unit because he's being assaulted from them, but he can shoot at everybody else who's in the front those front.
Only
facing
half.
archers.
Or only this square. This square can't. That square is being assaulted. It cannot.
Right.
do
He's
fire.
not firing, so I can fire
Okay.
4 hexes there, a value of 4, 4, and 4. So
I
That-
think
that-
what
that's how
Dave's saying is
skirmishers
2,
move.
2, and 2, but
no, it's not.
okay.
The skirmish value isn't reduced by anything other than losses of troops. So if I'd lost some more stuff, then my value would go from 4 down to 3. So if I'd lost a quarter of my force, if I'd lost half of my force, then it would be halved. That's how the skirmish value is affected. All right, so this is going to be 4 to 10. So that's a 1 to 3, but I got a plus 3 for the size of the unit. 62, that's going to be a 65. So that's a hit on those guys.
Make a morale check.
Yep. 31, they're happy. All right. Then I'll take a shot here. That's going to be 4 to 9. So that's 1 to 2.5. No pluses, no minuses. That's a miss. All right. And then over here, I've got 16 plus 4. That's going to be 20. So I'll have a 2 to 1 shot on those guys. And 25 at 2 to 1. I don't know if I did it or not. Nope, missed it by that much. Okay. All right. If you want to take a shot back at me, this would be the time to do it.
All right. The 3 guys next to the skirmisher will fire.
So this guy's worth probably 8. This guy's worth 12. So you'd have 20. And do you want to add this guy in too? Or do you want to use him on the infantry?
Yeah, I'm going to use him on the infantry.
Okay. So you're going to have 20 to 13. So that's going to be 1 to 1.5 shot. 42 at 1 to 1.5. That might be close enough. You just did it. Okay, let's go ahead and I think, have they taken any losses? Nope. First loss. And let's go ahead and roll for them. Oh, they're going to disorder. Okay, so let's mark them as disordered. And let's go ahead and have them contract. And they will contract away from the hex that got hit. They'll go right there. Okay. Cool. What's next? I guess we're over here now with more shooting to do. Mm-hmm. Okay, so this guy's already fired. This guy hasn't fired yet. So you want to go ahead and take some shots?
Yes. I will. I guess, is it alt? These 2 guys to there.
Okay, so you'll have, looks like 12, 12, yep, 24 to 9. So that's going to be 2.5 to 1. And that is a miss.
Someone just got shot in the head. Next. Go ahead.
All right, I'll have then these 2 guys fire there. So that's going to be 16 and 16. That's going to be 32 to 9. That's going to be 3 to 1. Let's see what we get. 44, 3 to 1. That's good enough for a single hit. Those guys are half dead. Up, but they don't seem to care. They're like, bring it on. All right, you've got this chap here. He could either fire here or here.
We'll fire him there.
Okay. All right, so you're going to have 12 to 9, 1 to 1. That is a miss. All right, and then I will have 1, 2, 3. These 3 guys all fire there. So that's going to be 16.
Can the disorder guys fire?
Yeah, they can fire. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Carry on.
I don't know because they'll be worth half, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's right. Keep going for now.
Yep. So I got 48 to, I think, in the brush, you're worth 10. So it's a 4 to 1 shot on those guys. Let's go ahead and see what we get. 35 at 4 to 1. I'm sure that's good enough for at least 1 hit. Yep, it's good for a single hit. So you get to fire back with those guys. They're going to be half because there's only 1 increment left in the battalion, and halved again. So they're going to be worth 2. So I don't know that they can even fire because your odds would be 2 to 9, 2 to 9, 2 to 9. So go ahead and
I would have combined them there, and I wrote 11, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, all right, go ahead, scratch the top unit. The bottom unit still has to make a morale check, even though its friend died. So you'll make a morale check with a -9. 24
So,
minus
that,
9.
so that's different from bar.
Yeah, that's there. So it says if the top unit is eliminated, the bottom units make a morale check. So that guy's going to route. So he's going to have
Where'd I
to.
put the dead body?
Dead body is going to go over on the where it says core, first core, the little red, white, and blue flag. That's where you're starting to stack up your stuff. And then he is with the first core, so you just put him there.
So he disappears too.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah, because he retreat there, he loses one, and he retreat there and loses another one.
there's no- yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that takes care of that, I guess. All right. We got skirmishy stuff happening here. So this guy he can't attack that because he's 3 to 10. Can't do anything there. That's 3 to 9. Or actually, it's 3 to 6 since you got a big stack there.
Eric, is the Cossack being assaulted?
Yeah, this hex is, but these other ones are not.
Probably the unit can't fire.
Where does it say that?
If you're being assaulted, I don't think you get to shoot in the fireface.
Oh, I knew I wouldn't be able to shoot at the guy who's assaulting me, but is there anything that says I can't shoot at anybody else?
Yeah, I think so. I think on a unit that's a target of assault probably can't shoot at all.
Okay, well, if you look that up while we're doing it, then I know, Rick, you can shoot at me.
Yeah. Do I take this loss? Oh, well, wait. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'll shoot you.
Yeah. So you're going to have 12 and 12, 24 to 9. So another 2.5 to 1 shot on that hex there.
Does it matter adding in the disordered stack at all?
Well, then you would have 12 plus 4. You'd have 16 on that. So that's a 1 to 1.5, and then you'd have a 1 to 1. So you'd have two different shots. It's up to you what you want to do.
Here's fun. It says infantry units, which are the target of an assault, do not engage in fire combat. So that means that artillery or cavalry, if it's being assaulted, can.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. So you do get to fire.
Cool. So Rick, why don't you figure out what shots you want to take, and then go ahead and take.
I'll take the biggest. The biggest.
Okay, so 2.5 to 1 there. 25 at 2.5 to 1. I don't think that's enough.
I continue to roll good.
Yep. All right, I've got a 1 to 2 shot there and a 1 to 2 shot there. So for the first one, nope. And the second one,
there is a significant plus to it.
Well, okay. So he's got what? He's got 10, so it's a +3. So that makes it then a 54. At 1 to 2, I think I need to get in the 60s, right?
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know the chart better than I do.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I know the chart for Premier and 5th edition really well. For this one, not so much. So that's why it's good to check. Okay, so
you're right. You gotta
nothing happens there. All right. Good.
Can't you shoot here? Because he's not assaulting you.
Oh yeah, I guess I could. So that would be. That's another 1 to 2 with a +3. Okay, we'll see what we get. So that's going to be a 56. It's a really good one, but it's not enough. Or actually, wait, you've got 12 there. What's the plus if you got 12?
3.
Oh, it's still +3. Okay. You didn't know when it goes up, I guess, when you have 13. Okay, cool. That's that. And now we move over to... I've got some guns here that can take a shot.
I'm going to shoot here to there.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Well, you going to do that one or are you going to do this one?
Can't I do them both or no?
No.
Now you can do one or the other, but you can't do both because you can't target the same hex twice.
Hmm.
So this one is you're going to have 14 to
And this
13.
one here,
And that
16.
one you'd have 8, right?
No,
Because it's a
there's two
range
of
of
them.
3.
Yeah, there's two of them.
No, so you'd have 12 because one of them is half
Oh,
dead,
right.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
okay.
So this is going to be
right,
your
the
better
14.
one.
That's the
It's a
better one, yeah.
1-to-1 with a plus 1. It's always good to get the pluses. Oh, that's definitely a hit. And I think that's their first hit. Good. And let's roll for them, see what we get. Oh, once again, they're also going to disorder. Let's flip them and mark them with a disorder marker. Good. And then they're going to shrink away from where they got shot. Cool. All right. Mark off your ammunition.
Oh, I did.
Okay. Cool.
And this guy's going to shoot to there.
Okay. Go ahead. Take your shot. So that's going to be a 12 to 9. So that's going to be a 1-to-1. And that just missed. Good. And then you want to take this shot here with these guns?
Yes, before you blow me up.
Blow you up.
Shoot straight ahead.
Okay. So that's going to be 6 to 9. 1 to 1.5. That's good enough for a hit. And let's make a morale check for him. He's happy. And then you get to roll through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's going to be then a 1-to-1 there. But you'll get a plus for the size of the unit. So it'll be a plus 12 for the size and a minus 6 for the ricochet. So go ahead and roll the dice again. See what you get.
And he's only 6, right? Defense?
Yeah, so that's why it's a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Love it.
Yeah. And that's definitely going to be another hit. All right. And that's their first loss. And let's roll for them. Oh, an 11.
Oh.
Shocking. These are my hussars with a
They're
morale
like,
of 16.
rude.
They're like, what? We got hit? What? We got hit? We've been sitting here minding our
We
own
have-
business all
We have
this
such
time.
nice uniforms. Our
Yeah.
uniforms are beautiful. Don't hurt them.
All right. Let's see here. So now the question is, do I blast your infantry with my guns or do I blast your guns with
Is there
my
a chance
guns?
to hit the artillery behind it or not?
So let's see. You'd be at 1, 2, 3. You'd be at
Minus
6 to 16. So you're at
Oh,
1
okay.
to
Okay.
basically 1 to 3 with a minus 12. So there's not any
Yeah.
possibility you could hit him.
Carry on. All right, thank you.
So,
The market's
all
over. Go ahead.
right. Cool. So if I were to target the guns, we've got a lot of roll through, I think, that might be happening all over the place over there. Yeah, we'd have all kinds of excitement.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Real quick. Since you disordered and contracted, can I now shoot from here to there?
It's all considered simultaneous, and you can't actually see through 3 hexes of brush anyway.
Yeah. But if I
Yeah.
could, would I be able to, or?
I don't know what the rules are. Usually we'd say since it's all happening simultaneously that, that the contraction's happening, all the fire is happening at the same time. So the contraction is happening after, the fire is happening kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carry on.
All right. I think we'll then have all these guys gang up and fire here, and then we'll just kind of go rolling down, do some bowling. So we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're going to have 36 to 16. We'll have 2 to 1 on those guys with a plus 5 for our leader. Here we go. So that's good enough for a hit. All right. And then it's going to roll back into this. And then it's just going to be a 27 to...
Now, not all of it's going to roll into that.
Well, I'll let you figure that out, because this is why usually, just to make life easy, we just go with the center hex instead of trying to shave all of this stuff. But if you guys want to do this, that, something else. So the one that's on the edge is kind of going right down the edge of the hex side, right? So,
Yep. So he gets
so
half
this
into
guy
that.
would, yeah. And then these two, I think, are pretty clear that they're going into that hex,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 18 plus 5. So we're at, what, 24? 24 to 9, or is it 9 for cavalry and
18
column?
plus 5 is 23, but whatever.
Oh, 23, sorry. What's your fire defense in line? 8? Okay. So just shy of 3 to 1. So it's 2.5 to 1 with a -6. Here we go. That's going to bring it
31?
down to 31. I don't think. At
Probably
2.5 to 1. Yeah, no, that's good enough for a hit.
Yep.
Yeah, 26 or better.
Yep. Seven.
I'm sure. Well, I'm sure they're fine, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. And then now what are we doing? Now where are we rolling? That one, that one, that one. So part of the guns would go
So you're
to,
hitting. Yeah. You're hitting
this
these
hex.
skirmishers.
Part of that would go to that, and then part of it would go into that, right? So this one is going to go into that hex. This one's going to go into that hex. And then this one's going to put, I guess, half into that hex too, since it's going down the...
Well, you can't go past 3.
You can't go past 3 what? 3 hexes?
3 go through 3 units.
Yeah,
Once you do 3.
I'm only doing 3. I'm not...
Right.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm looking at that one, and it's hitting that, and that.
Yeah, and then this one is also doing... is from the looks of it, it's hitting this one, right? So that's 1, 2, and 3 for there. But this one, because it's right along the spine, would contribute half of its stuff to the attack on this hex, and half to that hex. But the half it has can't do anything there, right? Because I don't know. We'll see. It might not be able to do anything because of the modifiers. So I've got... Let's take a look at all of this. It's... Yeah. Okay. So let's just do this one. So that's going to be a 9 to 16, right?
Yep.
With a -12. I don't know if I can hit, right? That's going to be a 1 to 2. There's no way I can even hit you with a -12. I think it's going to be the same with the other ones, right? Where we've got, even if we have, say, 9 plus 5, or so we're at 1 to 1 here, but with a -12, I don't think I can hit you at 1 to 1.
-12.
Yeah, because if I rolled a 66, that's going to be a miss. So, okay. All right. That was that little bit of excitement.
Yeah.
And let's go ahead and adjust everybody's ammunition. All right. Okay, cool. Now, I do have a gun that's over here that can fire And I think this is the target that it can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. So I think that's the one that it can see. So it's going to
What
be.
shoot me?
You can't. Let's see.
Isn't he behind units or no?
He's behind units. You can't
I-
see through even those.
I
Those are
think he's behind
blocking
the
for.
slope.
Those are blocking
He's
for
behind the
line of sight.
slope, probably.
Yeah, but there's a slope here, right? Are we saying that this elevation is the same as this elevation?
Oh, you're
No,
saying
that
because you're higher ground, you're able to see
Right.
over the guys in front of
No,
me?
but you're not. Okay.
But these guys, what I'm saying is these guys that are here, right, are sheltered by this slope here.
Yep. And
But-
so is
but-
this one, and so is this one.
Right. But this one's not. That's the one I'm shooting at.
And
Eric, I think that hex probably is sheltered by the slope also.
Okay. So
And the reason is the line of sight seems to go straight down the hex spine, and this little vertex here is not enough to count him for being on the higher elevation. He's actually on the lower elevation, and he's low down enough to be out of sight.
so
But
then this one would
this
be?
one- that one you can see.
Okay.
That one, let's measure.
Well, actually, this
Somebody-
guy's in the way, right?
Somebody down there is definitely a target.
Yeah.
1,
Oh
2,
yeah,
3,
yeah.
4,
No,
5.
it's right
1,
there.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, the thing is, even that second one, it's 5 hexes to the slope break, and you're 5 hexes back from it. So he's still blocked by the slope. But a little farther than that, you could see. So this one or this one, you can see. This one, these
That one is sheltered,
three-
right? Yeah.
That one's sheltered. That one's sheltered. That one's sheltered, but that one's visible.
Okay, I'll take a shot at those guys. Might as well. So that's going to be a 9 to 6 with a +3. Let's just roll the dice, see what we get. 63. That's good enough for a hit. And let me mark their ammunition. Oh, they may or may not pass their morale check.
These are the best of the best.
they do.
Shocking. Shocking.
Yes.
All right. And I don't know. Well, I can't go any further than that because that's a range of 12. So that's my maximum range. I've only got one more little gun over here. These guys here. There's all kinds of things for me to shoot at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I could go rolling into stuff, I guess. What's a good target? Okay, yeah, we'll fire on that one, and then it can roll through to. So we'll fire on that hex, and I guess it will roll through to that one. So we're at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 5 to that's infantry. No, that's cavalry in skirmish. 12. Okay, it's going to be 1 to
That's-
2.5.
That's infantry skirmishers.
Oh, why does it say? Oh, it's okay. I'm looking at Mortier's cavalry, so I thought it was cavalry. Okay, so then that's going to be a 1 to 3 shot. Nope. And then it's going to roll through to here. And that's going to be a 5 to 6 with a +3 for the
3.
size, but a -6 for the thing. So a -3 altogether. So here we go. Let's roll. And that's a miss. Okay. And I don't think it can go any further because it's going to be a -12. It's going to stop anything. Okay. Cool. That's my shooting. Did we get all the other shooting done?
Well, I've got some shots here, and I'm sure that I've got some shots at me here too, probably. Mitch,
Well, Dave, are you shooting these guys?
which guys?
These guys?
At what?
I don't know. Well, something just shot at this guy, so I assume you could shoot back.
No.
Yeah, because you're on the same. You're on. These guys are right in front of you, right?
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
you
so
can see
you
the
can shoot
target,
me,
but
but
you,
I can't shoot you.
you
Got
can't
it.
shoot over your own units.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
And what's blocked from your sight doesn't block your shot.
It's like in Star Wars when they're in the trench at the Death Star, and Wedge says, "The guns, they've stopped."
That's never a good sign.
It's almost a World War
Mhm.
One commentary.
So I don't think those guns have anything right at the moment. My big battery does not have a shot.
Line of sight wise, for shooting back, if he's not adjacent, would he be able to shoot, or is it closer to the target enemy versus you, sort of thing?
You still can't ever shoot over your own units.
Regardless of where they are.
Right.
You know, height
In the
of
line?
perspective. Yep.
Got it.
You definitely can see that battery. You just can't shoot it.
Okay. And because there's infantry, regardless of the range, friendly guys, regardless of the range, to my guy, I couldn't shoot over him.
In Regs 30, in 5th edition or 3rd edition, you can.
Okay, man, that's where I'm getting confused. Got it.
All right. Let's see. What have I got there?
So if I had a unit sitting here, it still couldn't shoot.
Yes, because you'd be shooting over the top of your own unit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if it was down a level, could I?
Nope.
I couldn't see
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah, it doesn't matter. This is so
Oh, okay.
you can't shoot over the top of your own guys. So, like in 5th edition, when we've played before, you can shoot over your own troops. Provided that there's that elevation difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something about closer to or something. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, as long as
Cool.
I'm not blocking line of sight. But here, that's another one of the fine differences.
It encourages you to plan out the fire channels. And then, of course, that column will be rushing into the assault before too long, so it'll be out of the way.
Yeah. Well, it's also interesting because then you're saying that if you have your channels to start with, once the approach and you start getting engagement range, your guns need to relocate or they're not doing much.
Yep.
I guess they can cover any type of retreats. You're retreating fast on, but
Yeah, there's a real premium in thinking like, here's a core, and the bearing angle of the artillery of that core is along this line, and nobody gets in the way. And then here's the adjacent core, and you're trying to converge the fire of 2 or 3 different cores onto one target. But you have to make sure you're really pre-planning where the fire channels are.
Interesting. I wish Napoleon would have told me that.
Yeah, Mitch, you got some
Yeah, sure.
shots?
Right, Rick, do we want to finish up our assaults while they're shooting
how
at
to
each
do
other?
it.
I think so.
Okay.
All right. I have a couple. So make sure everything's.
Let's hop
we're all
up
on
to the
same
lobby.
page.
Rick,
Yes.
or just if he retreats the disordered one here before your assault, this
Or the other
gets
one?
this gets a shot at him disappearing.
What gets a shot at him?
The skirmish cavalry.
Oh, exciting.
Why?
Well,
He's
let's do
outside
some other
the
ones.
skirmish range. Why would he?
Because that's harassing fire.
Oh, he's within
Yeah, he's within
2 hexes.
He's within the 2 from this hex there, and so he'll get harassing fire if he retreats before.
He's going to
combat.
retreat before combat.
All
There's
right,
no
so
point
he'll
in
get
sticking
harassing
around.
fire there.
Yeah.
So you can calculate that out, but it'll be like it just takes the defense of the hex. If you look under harassing fire in the thing, it'll be like a 1-to-1 or 1-to-2 or 1-to-1.5 or something like that. So
Yep. Okay. I'll see you in the lobby, Rick.
all right, Mitch.
All right. So, which one do you want to do first?
We'll start on the right. Just go left.
Okay, cool. So, this guy here is going to retreat before combat. So he's going to go there. Whoops, that was weird. There. And so that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gets him over there. And these guys would just go ahead and roll. They're happy. And these guys are also happy. They got morales of 11.
Now,
Okay.
Before you do that, don't I have to roll? Or no?
No. I mean, you're going to move forward, but that ends your assault because you're moving into general order terrain.
Well, aren't I in general order terrain?
Yeah, but when the object of your assault leaves and you advance into general order terrain, you can't then continue on with your assault.
All right.
So you just advance into that hex, and then that's done. So that's an easy one.
He could continue on the assault though.
No, he can't. When you advance into general order terrain after retreat
general
before
order
combat,
terrain. Yeah, no, that. And then is your unit exhausted?
Nope, because it moves less than half of its movement. It's got a movement of 16.
Oh, these
Well,
are
also,
Cossacks.
yeah, Cossacks. I don't think that matters, does it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Then we got this one here. That's easy to do. So this one we can pull back here. So that's going to be 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, I guess we will just have to park ourselves right here and consider ourselves. I don't think we can get too much further, right? 4, 5, 6, 7.
And do you get opportunity
8.
fire at all?
No, because you don't exert into a hex that I already have units in. So during the retreat before combat, there's no opportunity fire if I'm going through a friendly unit, which in this case I am.
Eric, do the
hold on.
the
Don't
bigger
I get to
lines
shoot
to
into
the side?
that?
Yeah,
here?
that one you would. Oh, actually, you're not, because that's your flank hex side.
So lines can't shoot to the side. All right.
Yeah.
Do these two get opportunity fire?
I have no idea. Am I retreating through them? Or
They have a
through
zone
their
of
front?
control. They have a zone of control here. Or are you pulling it? You're pulling out.
Yeah.
So they probably do. Yeah, they probably do.
Okay.
Yep.
So they're
Well,
going to
then,
have
does that
12
mean these guys get
to...
a shoot into that?
No, because I wasn't in that hex.
Oh, that's right.
I was in that hex
down.
there.
Got it.
Right, so you'd have
Oh,
a
were you in
12
that
to
hex?
13.
Or were you in that hex?
This guy was in both hexes.
Oh, it's because he wasn't disordered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Alright.
you'd fire 12 to 13. Go ahead, roll the dice. Nah, so.
Okay.
Okay.
Eric, is the guy, the cav who retreated, exhausted?
He only moved 8. He moved only half of his movement.
Okay, and how did that go? Was it? Oh, he moved through. What was the path of each of the hexes that was moving?
So he moved 4, 5, 6, I guess, and 7 if you put him there.
That was the front hex of it. What was the movement cost for the rear hex? Ditto, right? Okay, or because it did when the first one moved. I think that when this hex pivots, it's 4. And then when they both pull out, right, they're pulling out sideways. This hex is probably spending an additional 4 to go here. It's probably 8 to go there with overlapping the grenadier, 9, 10 kind of thing. Probably.
So you're not paying for the lead hex. You're paying for the lead hex and the following hex.
You're paying for the most expensive of the 2.
Oh well, that's something I don't think we've been playing.
Okay, then
Because that's not something
then
that's
don't do
in.
it. Okay.
Yeah, that's not something that we've.
Yeah.
That's like
Okay.
a regs thing as opposed to a 5th edition thing, where
All right,
like you're
let it
just
go-
paying
then-
for the
then
lead
not-
unit. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Good.
I mean, if it's a case where it's something different, let us know. But
I don't
that's
know.
news to me.
We'll look at it. We'll check it out offline. That's not a critical thing.
And yeah, for now, just do it. And
Yeah.
then we'll do
All
it
right. So
in
now your
third.
guy can advance into that hex.
Not can, I have to.
I don't know that he has to, but
Has to.
oh, okay. Then you have to advance.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And then we've got this last one here. So then this is going to be 4.
Oh, I get harassment fire.
Yeah. And then that's going to be 5,
42 is probably missed.
6, 7 over there.
Eric, is he cavalry? Can he move through infantry?
He can. He's cavalry that's in disorder. This guy's got I'll make a morale check, but this unit here has got a morale of 11. Right?
I think the general rule is if you were in skirmish formation, you could move through it. But if you're not in skirmish formation, then cavalry can't move through infantry in Regs 30 under any circumstances voluntarily.
Okay. All right. If that's the case, then these guys have got to go over here, I guess.
They go here, the attacker is in a line, so you'll be off on its flank and it won't be able to assault you.
Okay. That works. But this guy that was over here, he would then have to go sideways this way instead of going over the top of the units. I thought that cavalry could move, but there'd just be a morale check.
Yeah, cavalry in skirmish formation can, and there's no morale check. But cavalry that's in disorder or line formed can't move through infantry voluntarily at all.
Okay. So why is there a modifier for cavalry moving through infantry?
That's a 5th or 3rd edition modifier.
No. It was here on in the charts. I was pretty sure that there was some sort of morale check modifier.
Was that just normally moving over stuff when you're not disordered?
Normally, you can't move over them.
You cannot?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
All right. So that takes care of, I guess, all of our various and sundry assaults. Is that correct? So I guess there is one harassment shot.
Oh, I took it.
Oh,
Or
okay.
42.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that takes care of that.
So the cavalry retreated out of here. Where'd he end up at?
He's over here in the marsh.
In the marsh. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
Although I
that
guess he
looking
could be.
exhausted or tired at that point?
I have no idea. Normally we'd mark him as having moved so that way he wouldn't move next turn, but I don't know what the rules are for this.
No, is he marked tired because he moved a certain distance is all I was asking. Sorry.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer.
If he moves more than half his movement allowance, he's exhausted.
And that's in a retreat from assault?
Yes. It's in a retreat from assault, also in a reaction move, which would be when you're reacting to an infantry movement.
So I think you can just move him back into the brush and he probably wouldn't be exhausted, but I'm not sure. I do not know the movement cost of forest / brush / swamp.
Well, he's still going to be because it's 7 to go into the woods and then 4 to go there, so that's going to be 11. So that's as far as he could go anyway. Well,
Okay.
actually, yeah, because he's only got a movement of 16, so he couldn't go any further. Okay, all right, so it's marked as exhausted then, and we'll take them out of this. Okay, cool. But these guys aren't exhausted. Okay.
What we found over on the west, when the infantry is fighting light cav skirmishers in the heavy terrain, that over time there ends up being a few situations where the infantry actually is able to exhaust out the light cav, and then after that it can't retreat before combat, so then it becomes vulnerable. So it's hard to get them first, but over several turns you can probably grind a way into them.
Right. Okay, cool. Good to know. All right, are we ready to roll for recoveries? Are people still shooting? It looks like Mitch is still shooting. I guess, Rick, you and I can do our recoveries out on this side of the battlefield.
All right.
I'm going to jump back to those ones.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go back there too.
Got this guy. Take a look.
Well, just roll first.
He's not halved.
Yeah. No, but it's cavalry anyway. Cavalry don't care if they're halved or not.
Oh, they don't? Oh, okay, nice. So it's
Yeah.
only what, -3? They're
Yeah.
fine. This guy.
Okay. 26. That's becomes a 23. Survey says 22. Just did it. Just did it.
Now I have to like move him. Not great. This guy out here.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, 13.
Oof,
He probably
he's gonna
fails.
stay disordered, I guess.
He's a 16.
Yep.
This guy.
Yep.
Here.
Guy in the woods.
25. Probably fails.
Well, because he's got a -9.
Yeah.
So that's going to be that's going to be like a 13 or something.
Yeah, he's 15.
Yeah.
Going down, going down, going down. The bigger stack of compounds there behind the line.
Okay. The disordered guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
26.
I think they should be fine.
Yeah, it should be, but who knows? 24.
Yeah.
So that'd be 26.
So
It's
you've
only
got,
3, right?
so it's because
it's
the
33.
stack is disordered, right? You've got a, yeah, but the stack has got multiple battalions in it, and they're not in column. So you're going to have a +6, I think. So it's going to be a -9 altogether.
Does that matter if they're the same though?
If they're in column, they don't have that penalty. But if they're in any other formation, then they do have that penalty.
Unless they have a leader, or
Unless they have a leader with them, yeah. So it's going to be a -9, I guess.
oh, okay.
So that's a
So 24.
36.
Yeah, so he's a 24.
So that's going to be, that's
33.
a 23. So no. So they would just missed it.
Okay.
And you do have a routed unit that's down in the bottom, down south of the Utitsa forest.
Well, some of the units rally though, right? So like the guy that's 16, wouldn't he become undisordered?
Is he the top unit or the bottom
No,
unit?
top unit. He's the bottom unit.
Okay, so. But the problem is, if the top unit fails,
You don't take the same
yeah, then it's like okay.
number and run it down.
Yeah, well, that's what I got to figure out. 5th edition is so much simpler.
There's a reason why we play 5th edition.
There is a reason why we play 5th edition.
We'd probably be already halfway through this game by now.
Oh, I'm sure we'd be so much further along here.
Yeah.
I don't know. When stacked with different combat units of cores now, right?
Oh, I can pull up my LM thing and see.
So when the combat unit stacked immediately above them has already passed, then you add something to it. Right, so that would be like if the top one passed, then the others would have a +3, a +6, a +9 kind of thing on it. Yeah. So yeah, if the top one doesn't pass, then none of them do. So the thing to do next turn would be to get the better guy on top.
Well, how do you do that if it's disordered? Just movement?
Yeah, you just change the stacking order.
All right.
You want to roll for your routed guy while we're in the neighborhood?
Sure.
Okay, so he's going to have a minus a bunch of stuff. Hey, that's good enough roll. They're happy. They're coming back.
All right. Anyway, let's come back to they're out of command. When making disorder.
All right, I'm going to roll for my disordered guys. So I got the Cossacks over here. They are feeling happier about their life and their life choices. All right, I've got these Cossacks over here. They are not feeling happy about their life choices. All right, I've got these guys here. Oh, they're very happy. They're not sure why they balked in the first place. All right, I've got these Cossacks here. And let's see what they are worth. Nope, they are going to stay disordered. Okay. All right. Do I have anybody else disordered on the map? Those guys can't because they are next to enemy units. Those guys just recovered. Anybody else? These guys are going to be...
Yeah, so there it is. If the top unit fails a morale check, all units beneath the top unit fail, regardless of their individual morale ratings.
Okay. That seemed to be what I thought. And that's a 5th edition thing, too.
So if your guard unit, that's an 11,
Yep.
happened to be at the bottom, he would be screwed
Yeah.
until you move to the top.
Yeah.
Of course, you're like, why would he have been at the bottom to begin with? But, whatever.
Yeah. That's, well, you want to be at the bottom so he doesn't get shot to crap. If you're at the top of the hex, then you're the one who's catching cannonballs, right? The top unit takes losses. So that would be why you'd want to do something different in that regard.
And I guess when you charge them, that's at that point you would just charge that unit and leave the other one there.
Yep. Okay, I've got my artillery over here. I'm going to see if I can get them replenished. A 4, just missed it. Okay.
Aw.
I know, it's sad.
Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry.
And then I'm going to take that turret off.
Yeah, the guy that was down there in the brush. Yeah.
And then
you can take the charge marker off.
We take the charge off.
And he'll stay where he's at.
That to the top. I think that's it.
Okay. All right.
Have you decided what we're playing at Consim yet?
I have not. So part of it is just trying to figure out who's going to try to make it. Do you have any preferences on what you'd like to play?
Well, it depends if we're on the same side or not.
Well, I've already told you we're going to be on the same side.
So here's what I would love to do. I would love to play Waterloo and us play the British in that side, so I can learn. I don't fully understand their command structure,
right?
And so it'd be good to learn said command structure. And you seem to know pretty well, so.
Yeah, we could do that.
But that's my personal preference. I mean, whatever people want to play, of course.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad one. It's not. It works out well as a 4-player. So, and then we could always add. Yeah, but part of the problem is with the Allies, the
third player.
Yeah, the third player. I mean, is going to play the Prussians, and there's not a lot, that he's going to do. It's going to take, quite a while before enough forces show up that you've got anything to do other than you're just marching to your rally point kind of thing.
Yeah, true. Well, I think last time we got the Prussian player got in. You got in.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we got along fairly well.
5th edition rules.
5th edition rules plus, yeah.
You got to control it all.
I did get to control it all, which made it a little bit. I mean, it goes along faster because I'm getting everything moved in 10 minutes or less, right? And so that is a key part of it. Waterloo would be fun. And what else could we do?
I can do Dresden again for sure.
Yeah, Dresden's not bad, only because everything's there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of the upside of it. A lot of the other battles, there's stuff that's kind of coming in dribs and drabs, and it kind of starts off slow and then it builds. But yeah, we could do
I haven't
something
played
maybe.
Ligme.
Yeah, with Linny, that's not a bad
Oh,
4-player
Ligme.
game.
Yeah, I haven't played that one.
Yeah, and you could even do a 6-player where you'd have 2 guys playing Quatre-Bras and then 4 guys playing Linny. So that's one way you could have a 6-player game, although the 2 guys that are on the separate map aren't really kind of all on their own,
Yeah.
type of a thing. But that would be one way that we could get 6 guys all playing the same game of sorts. Otherwise, there's some bigger types of battles like Austerlitz and what else?
What's the one we played in Gettysburg?
That was Jena. That was a super Jena. So yeah, we could do that.
Because that gave everybody something to do right after
Yeah,
that,
because
right?
everything's on the map pretty much.
And there's not a lot of terrain in that one except for on the west side
Yeah,
or that forest area on the
Yeah.
left.
so that could be a fun one, and we played that one with 5th edition rules, and it works fairly well.
Oh, okay.
Because we've got the command control sort of stuff. So the Prussians have a certain amount of command points. The French have got a certain amount of command points, and then once again, you're trying to keep, Napoleon's activating the corps leaders and all that jazz. So, yeah, so that's not a bad one because it's got a lot of stuff, and we could be on the other side of the map if you wanted to play the Prussian side. But
Yeah, I don't
that's
think
a
we did on the
decent
west side.
6-player game, and if anybody drops out, then we could have 2 Prussians and 2 French, or 3 French and 2 Prussians. So that could work. Yeah,
I mean, I don't have it, so hopefully you do. But
I do have that one.
but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that one again as well. Since we did it with Regs 30.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a fun one. That's a good one. And once again, it's because everybody's got something on. Otherwise, the other one
Well,
would
there's
be
also not a lot of terrain bogging down most. Like this game, there's a lot of terrain that just slows things down.
yeah. But this one, we'd actually planned on doing a 6-player game
Yeah.
in 2020. And then Consum got canceled because of the pandemic.
Oh.
But yeah, we had planned a 6-player Moscow game, and that works out well because everyone's got something on the map.
Yeah. Well, we can do this again with 5th edition. I'd be up to that.
Yeah. So it's a matter of what people want to do and how many players we have. But if we can, I think if David's, hopefully Robert will be able to make it. Do you know if Hawkins wants to join us?
I haven't. I'll talk to him on Friday. I'll ask him.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he wants to show, but I don't know what his foot situation is. I believe it's better.
Oh, okay.
So I'll ask him.
Okay.
And I think we can sign up soon, hopefully. But I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, if Hawkins is going to make it, then that gives us 4 players, and then I'll follow up with Tom Whitfield, and then if David comes out, that'll give us 6.
Nice.
Yeah. So that would work.
I feel like 1 or 2 in this group might be shown too.
Well, I know Mitch and Michael usually come out.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know if they'd play this. They usually play some big monster Second World War stuff. That's what they did last time.
Oh yeah, Battles for Normandy.
Yeah.
Battle for Normandy. Yeah. Cool. Well, we can jump up if you want to also see what they're doing, but or jump down. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, jump down.
But yeah, I plan on showing.
Okay.
And unless somebody forces my arm not to play, I'll be playing. So
yeah. Well, and I'm sure if Hawkins comes, he'll want to see if he can't do any better with the French.
Well, depends on which game we're talking about, but
Yeah.
which game
Well,
did
if
he do
it's
bad with
if
the
it's with
French?
Waterloo, right? I mean, isn't that why
Oh,
he wanted to play the French at Waterloo again to try to do better than he'd done the first year that we played?
didn't he play in the second year too?
He did.
Yeah, and he bitch and moan that I didn't do anything. Whatever, dude. Although it'd be fun for you to play the French, just so you can show me and give me guidelines on how to play the guard and really set up those grand batteries. Although I'm getting a better idea watching us play here, but I
Yeah.
think both times we played. I think part of the problem is we never set up the grand battery at all, so we never really threatened anything.
Yeah, and
Uh,
part of it is
but,
like being patient,
mhm.
with stuff, um, and yeah, and then just letting the artillery do some work for a while, and
Yeah.
then once things have gotten softened up a little bit or whatnot, then that's when you can go in. I mean, you did set up a grand battery at Dresden, and that
Kinda.
was
Yeah.
yeah.
That's true.
You had one, and
That's true.
that was nasty. That was ripping holes in those Austrians. I basically had to
That's true.
pull away from attacking in that entire area because it
Right.
was just
Right.
getting too hot.
Right.
So
Well,
and
and
that
blowing those bridges really changes that game too.
oh yeah, and there
I'm
was
surprised they didn't put a limit on that or something.
I think they did. They have the limit was the number of blown bridges counters you have.
Oh,
So I
okay.
think there
Never
was
got that
only
far.
like maybe 3 or 4 blown bridges counters. So once
Okay.
you use
Okay.
those up, then you can't blow any more bridges, or you have to repair a bridge and take the
Mm-hmm.
balloon bridge off. But yeah, that saved your bacon over on
Yeah.
that one side, so I couldn't
Yeah.
get in and take that stuff.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. I had a good
I
time with
actually
that
had a
one.
great time playing with you on that side.
Yeah,
I think the
yeah.
other side, I don't know what the heck was going on over there, and
They
so that's why I wouldn't mind playing it again so we can see it actually play. I'm going to say this word correctly. Uh, but I was like, what is going on over there?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I mean that I think that the problem was that we were originally going to have a 6-player game, and suddenly it became a 4-player game,
Yeah.
and so then the sizes of the commands,
big.
increased quite a bit,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think those guys, it was just a little bit too much for them to try to handle, all that stuff, and there's just so much. That battlefield was so crowded, it was pretty crazy.
And we were great partners. We totally helped them, so it was great.
Yeah, no, it was good. I think everyone had a good time. So
Oh yeah, we still had a fun time.
yeah. So
And it was definitely fun fighting with you in that. I think that was probably the most fun I've had. Was us dancing on that flank, having that. There. It
yes,
was fun. So it was cool.
yeah, and you were not historical. I thought for sure you'd be doing more stuff with Murat's cavalry, but you were punching more in the center. So
It's never going to be historical because I don't know anything historical. That's the problem.
that does make it convenient, I guess. So
I do have to read for sure. Read
yeah, although sometimes that that sometimes can then bias you or prejudice you towards one kind of result or another. So sometimes
Right.
it's better not to know what's going on, because then you're kind of looking at the situation fresh and not saying, well, Napoleon did this or so and so did that, and then you
Right.
end up having doing stuff that doesn't quite you end up just falling into whatever Napoleon did, you do. So
Right.
yeah. All right,
Yes,
let's
yeah.
go down and see what the other guys
All
are
right.
up to.
Sounds good.
Do that one and that one.
Where are we at, gentlemen?
Oh, just figuring
Oh,
out
we
guns
got,
coming back. And
We did the
ammo
recoveries,
recovery,
did the ammo recovery, and
disorders,
and then
PDD.
it's an hour. It's a turnover of the hour. So we looked at levels. Don't seem to be any levels.
I mean, other than
and,
what Eugene, right? Or is
Yeah.
yeah,
Eugene
he's
still on
like
a
whatever he's
level?
got, but there's no further levels.
Oh, okay.
He's still
Did
on
the
level 1 or 2.
did the unit that's north of Shevardino roll the routed unit there? Some infantry?
Yes. He
Okay.
he failed, and he couldn't roll. He just had to continue going back because he was
Okay.
still.
Right
And
on.
then the French got some recovery of horse artillery batteries because they'd lost a few.
It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, get some back, but I totally lost a bunch. That's not great.
Yeah.
Oh, as far as reinforcements, you mean?
Yeah.
The
Yep.
new Smolensk
Okay.
road has been a little lonely, so roll some cannons down the new Smolensk road.
There you go. Okay, well, we've got everything, I think, tidied up on our end of the battlefield, so.
How does assaults go? You just retreated before him? What
Yeah.
happened?
So, not anything exciting. Situation normal, all messed up.
Okay.
You want to do MU assignments and stuff?
Yeah, I guess we could do that. That's the start of the new turn. We guys have already advanced the clock. What are we at? So we
so
should
we
be
hit
at the noon. You haven't
Move it up.
advanced the clock, so let's move it up to 12 o'clock.
Can clear the moves off of everything.
Yep. Okay. All right. I guess I'll see you guys in Coalition HQ.
Robert, you
Be there.
retreated a couple of the light cav skirmishers.
Yes. Yeah.
They have exhausted markers on them now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to have them in the double hex lines or in skirmish mode?
I never changed their.
Maybe if you took the tired marker and flipped it, they might have flipped the units.
Oh, okay. I probably did that.
It's like you probably created the tired marker and flipped it, and it probably
Yeah.
grabbed the whole stack. Yeah, that happens a lot.
That's what I did.
All right. Alrighty. See y'all in the coalition headquarters.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Not you, Rick.
Oh.
Would that have flipped my my 2 there increment losses? I can't remember if there was 2 or 1.
No, nothing happens when you flip those.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
Yep, I PG'd a stack of French. That was kind of nice. Put some other little dings on him. Blew up a gun.
Oh, exciting. Was that
Yeah,
over there? That was that Michael's stuff that you were blowing up, or was it David's stuff?
David's stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
Mitch,
nice.
which gun did you hit?
I hit. It was a single horse gun.
Marchand.
It was
Marchand
over.
on the point there.
Ah,
It
okay.
was. It was like it was in the Kaminsky Woods there.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Kind of up on.
That's
the
a good
point
shot.
there. Yeah, it was a nice little one. It was like, yeah. He was like, I get a shot back, and I'm like, oh, it'll get the firepower, but go for it.
Every hit we inflict, it's just degrading their capacity.
Absolutely. So that was kind of exciting. I probably need I need an MU for Lavrov, and I think that's probably all I need.
All right, let's roll for the Ruski Ducks. All right, let's see what we get. 24. Is that Uvarov coming in finally?
Damn, we just missed it. This is the first turn when Uvarov has a chance at it. So that would be a really cool event if we get it. Because it will pick up our offensive ability.
Yeah. Well,
but
we
no
missed
joy.
it by one. Missed it by one. Okay. So we just have our usual 6. So I will use one for the for my division, for my corps, Borisden's corps, And then I will need one for Stroganov.
So that's your other one.
Yep. So those are my two. And then you guys can figure out what you guys need.
So
Eric,
I have one to contribute to either of you that needs it the most.
Eric, do you need a third one?
Possibly. Depends on what he's doing. So you can take a look and see what he's got cooking.
It might be nice if you had some cavalry under command, just in case you wanted to give a little bite of that.
So Eric, your Chit 2, that's the 8th Corps with
Yep.
Kutaiza's battery and the Grenadiers.
Yep.
So that's, of course, important, all that.
Yep.
And like there's a lot of heavy action. They're going to make a major assault. They're probably going diagonally through the dead ground there.
Yes.
Like heading at Kutaiza. So sounds to me like having an extra Chit there could be pretty useful either for the cuirassiers or an infantry division or something.
Okay. Or I've got that group of cavalry, those dragoons that are part of Sobiet. I don't know what his name is.
Right. Or Sievers.
Sievers, yeah. Sievers.
Is Sievers' group pretty well in command?
I think they're all in command. And let's see, I got to find. So Sievers is here. Here's the 12th. And then the 13th is over here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then here I got these two horse guns.
Horse guns could be possibly, particularly useful because once the assault comes out of the dead ground out towards R27,
right?
Lowenstern is sort of running out of ammo. You could add them into his battery, or you could set up a new battery somewhere near the single hex hill and crossfire against, like, if they happen to that beautiful column in clear terrain. What are they doing?
Yeah.
It looks pretty.
It looks pretty at the beginning, and you're already starting to tag it.
Yeah.
Eric's already starting to tag it in the rear.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's we'll see what they end up doing. I mean, it's just a huge traffic jam with what he's got going on. He's got all of the young guard there, and then he's got Morand is trying to come around the corner. So I'm not quite sure. It's going to get a little warm over here, to put it mildly, but it is what it is. So yeah, I could probably use another one.
They haven't. The kill zone begins after they come up out of the ravine or cross out of the dead ground. This is all preliminaries. The actual fire killing begins when they reach a range of 5.
Yeah.
When they break out of cover into medium range, that's when it really cuts loose. Everything we've been seeing so far, it's all just ranging and feeling.
Yeah.
The real fight hasn't even begun yet. You're starting to do it really heavily on them in the infantry firefight with the Grenadiers. Like, that's their job.
Yeah, and he's lost 2 complete battalions that have just been vaporized. I mean, he's lost 4 battalions.
2 big assault stacks. That's what always happens. They go in, they take the hex, and then they get the hex that they wanted. Good, and then it's the comeback that gets them every time.
Yeah,
it's a feeding frenzy.
Yep, it's firepower.
You may want to catch that cat back if you get the chance.
Yeah, I can. I can just put him with a different group and pull him back. He's been there just taking pot shots. Yeah, occasionally he'll hit something.
Yeah, I just my feeling is that's not the best position in the world, but we'll see.
So
pressed to make all this in one turn.
They definitely have a Klingon battle cruiser finally gradually beginning to approach. They seem to have gotten the idea, exactly where they deploy it. They're already pretty choked up for space, but they could make space for it. I mean, we're likely to see it. Drouot is likely to come forward into the dead ground or similar and set up the wedge, the horse artillery. That's likely sooner or later,
Right.
1 to 2 turns. And the best response to that is just keep backpedaling until you're out of its range.
Yeah.
We have to sort of ask is how long is Eric going to try to hold on to his positions in the woods over there or near the woods?
I mean, as long as the infantry is doing well, it should stay there and fight to the death because that's a really good position. As long as it has reserves behind it to keep filling in.
There's a bit of an inflate happening, though.
Yeah, it could. And that seems to be what they're likely to try.
Yeah.
The thing is, if they get into the area around R27, behind the single hex hill, the question then is, does Lowenstern's Grand Battery either reload? Did you get any reloads this turn? Eric?
Nope, I did not. So
Okay.
one of them didn't
So-
limber up, and then the other one failed to get a whatever reload.
Ammo. Right. So, I mean, it's critical that you keep them retreating and getting out of the way.
Yeah.
You basically probably could form a Grand Battery with Lowenstern, the single heavy gun, and the 2 3/8. And if the cuirassiers step back behind-ish the single hex hill, you'd have a fire path diagonally through R27 at medium to long range down through anybody trying to enfilade. Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or you could take a slightly safer position, be a little bit back, maybe more or less where they are. 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, they could step forward a hex or two and unlimber right around where the Emmanuel brigade commander is.
Flash where you're talking about. So you're talking about the horse guns?
Horse gun joining in with Lowenstern to form a Grand Battery where the Steambiersk infantry and the white cuirassiers are like you kind of right in there. That's a really nice crossfire across the front of the single hex hill and right across the front of Kutaisa's battery.
Okay.
So that then if anybody comes up to try to enfilade the grenadiers, then they're getting crossfire.
Okay.
The risk then is you're establishing a fighting position there, and that's when you've got to hold because it's big guns and we can't afford to lose them. The alternative is to keep falling back, maybe 3-4 hexes more back towards where our MU markers are and towards that road that runs along the front of the brush.
Right.
It's kind of, what do you think is the better fighting position?
Yeah. I'd like to try to plug them up here. I want to try to keep them, particularly because he's got all that heavy cavalry that's finally kind of come around, that was part of Murat's big stuff. So I want to try to keep them plugged up for as long as I can. Because otherwise they will then he'll be able to add them in with all the other cavalry he's got. So if I can keep them separated, then that stuff is kind of neutralized to some extent.
Do you need a favorable roll on the or initiative? With the chits get pulled, you might get an early shot too.
True. Yeah, if we get the artillery, we'll get another.
Yeah, you might get. Yeah, you might do a fair bit of damage to those lead units.
Yeah.
Do you need more artillery over in your sector?
I've got a decent amount. A lot of it, though, is over here in that area, that sort of that cauldron where his cavalry is coming up. So that's where I put most of my reserve artillery, thinking that that's where Davout was going to be kind of hooking. So I've got a decent amount of artillery.
In the far east, but how about east central, like where in the dead ground where Drouot is threatening to appear with horse artillery?
Yeah, I wouldn't object to having some more artillery if we've got any. So I don't have too much. Plus, there's Yeah, so I do have, there's still some reserve stuff that's floating around out here that I could assign to somebody and send over.
Like a couple of the reserve batteries that we have are, there's a Army reserve battery that's it's 20th light. It's kind of central. Flashing it now here.
Okay. Yes,
That one could conceivably move further east, like to join Lowenstern and the Horse Arty kind of thing.
Yeah, I can
and
assign them
then-
to the 27th Division.
And then Mitch, you've got a reserve heavy battery that could, while it's reloading, you could give it up to Eric to fade it east if you guys think that's important.
Which one are we talking about?
It's behind Doktorov.
Okay.
You could reallocate that to Eric. It's out of ammo anyway.
I didn't roll for that one.
Well, take a roll.
Fail. There you
Now
go.
look. Yep.
Yes, that's-
So if you want, if you don't feel that one's critically important to you, you could let Eric
I'm willing to
control.
I'm willing to let that one go because I've got 3 over here on the other side I'm working with. And,
Yep.
but I can make what I got working. Yeah, sure.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see what they do, because Ney has kind of shot up, and I don't know that he's got a lot of punch anyway. And then he started breaking down this young guard. The young guard is kind of small. I mean, they're not bad. Morale's of 15 and 16, but it's not a really big force.
I mean, it looks to me like they're trying to get together what they see as their primary infantry attack, which is Moran and the Young Guard.
Right.
And if that's the best they can do, it will be hot, but they're likely to fizzle out.
Yeah.
We just need to make sure not to have any catastrophic failures while they're doing that.
Right. Well,
and they have one group of horse artillery building up to support it, and they've got one heavy cavalry division kind of thing. I mean, it's a force, but it's not utterly thunderbolt kind of thing.
Right. So okay, then I will take a chit for Sievers then.
Mitch's other chit. Let me give you number 5.
All right, I already took number 5, so
number
so I've
6
got,
then.
Okay, yeah. So number 6 would be good.
I'll put it over by the Great Redoubt.
Okay.
Put it there.
Cool. I will put that on. If I can find Sievers. There we are. Plunk it there on Sievers. Cool. And then I will roll for my various and sundry light cavalry. See if anybody is feeling particularly motivated. All right, so Vasil. Yes. Good. All right, and so that will be number 13. And then let me roll for Karpov. All right, so I got 2 brigades of light cavalry that decided to activate. Although I don't have a lot of people for Karpov to move around, but we'll take what we can, I guess.
And Eric, you took chit 5, so I should give it up.
Yep, so I've got 2 and 5 and 6. And then I've got 13 and 14.
So I think I have a light cavalry leader that can do the same thing, can't he? Is that that is
Dorokhov, but it's 1.
it's a 1?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. That's very, very low probability that man self-motivates. Hopefully I got enough cavalry over here to sort of defer him from.
Yeah,
A
that's an
big
interesting
attack.
question. Your big thing is that you have the white guards cuirassier division, which may not be able to reach all that far, but they're really strong, and so they can reach at least as far as in front of your Molot's battery. So we have a bit of a cav weakness around R12,
Okay.
and then we have, but they don't seem to be looking that direction. And then we have a bit of, their focus, which seems to be heading towards Kutaisov and the dead ground in there.
Maybe I'll catch Diakov over the other side and see if I can then, if I get the leader jet early, I can pull the other cavalry group over there.
Yeah. Right, because the cuirassiers are defending the west side of the redoubt. So I'm making good continuous progress on the far west. They're going to run out of infantry. My general plan here is to keep pressing deeper and deeper into the woods until their light cavalry gets jammed or overstretched.
Right.
Yeah, interesting side note on this pressure is these retreats that he has to make in the brush exhaust him.
Yeah, isn't it great?
It's
He
just
stacked
really-
up.
I was not seeing that one coming.
Oh, I've been planning that for hours. It's funny. The picket line of cavalry actually only works when it's single. He had to leapfrog back over his own units to get out of the way, and that exhausted them. So, and now they can't retreat. So this turn, now we can probably get them. Is the idea.
You can move them while they're tired, right? But it's like thirded. Which
So
is
he can
like
either
1x. You move 1x.
Yeah, 1x or out it, but he can run away into the clear, and he's giving up the position. My general concept over there is to keep flanking until I can get around behind the 12-pounders. There's no reason to go after the 12-pound artillery head on. It's better just to keep chewing away its escorting force. And he's isolated his big 12-pound battery out there, and it has no targets. So it's as good as useless.
Oh, nice. That's the one with Lauriston? Yeah.
It's been sitting there for 2 hours doing nothing because I won't give it a target.
Yeah. Well, and he kedged the old guard over towards the Kalacha. So he's got the old guard moving towards, Eugene's corps.
It can't go any farther. It's without going out into loss of activation.
Yep.
So it looks really strategically like they're basically giving up on Eugene, just fighting a delaying action to death, that's a waste. And then it looks like the guard is refusing their left flank. So if we make a little more progress against Eugene, we can either launch our own guard together with our flanking force and wipe out that pocket and then go after the Westphalians. Or the guard can go directly against the Westphalians after we've done a little more chewing of their artillery.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not in any rush because the whole thing is generally shaping in our favor.
Yes. Yeah, and we still have all this other stuff back there. What is that? You've got all the red belted people.
Second Corps and Sixth Corps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So we got lots of stuff that hasn't still uncommitted. So
largely uncommitted. And their offensive potential is retained. So if, let's say, for example, if our flanking force eventually burns out, which sooner or later it will, then it stops pressing, and then the red belted guys come in because that's where it makes sense to spend the core activation CP.
Right.
We also could pick up Uvarov's initiative sometime, and then, like, this is the first turn what could happen. But anytime from now on into the afternoon, we could get the cavalry initiative, and then we can pick up the pace on the west, because then we'll have cavalry for 3 hours, constantly active.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yep.
Well, we'll see if we can't get lucky and roll that.
Yes, indeed.
So,
I mean, we're just looking to avoid catastrophic issues in the center, and keep playing.
yeah, no.
We're going to get there.
Yep. Well, I will do my best to avoid catastrophe. No promises. So,
I imagine it's going to take them a little while, so I'm going to sign out at this time. If
Yep.
you get back in there, give everybody my regards if you don't mind, and I'll see everybody next week.
all
See
right.
you later, Mitch.
Take care, Mitch.
Thank you.
Good night.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Lobby?
Yep. Let's go up to the lobby.
Well, it's loads of fun. It's definitely reaching a hot point coming up, no doubt.
Yes.
And we'll see how that pans out.
Yes, that will definitely be a case of how does it pan out?
Structurally or positionally, the position you've got with the top quality infantry in a firefight on the back of the woods block, that's just like such a classic defensive arrangement.
Yes, and I've got plenty of reserves. I've got the 2 divisions. I'm going to slowly kind of work on getting that other division of the Guard Grenadiers in. So I'll have, maybe about 5 hexes covered by the converged Grenadiers, and then the other 4 or 5 hexes covered by the 2nd Grenadiers. And that way then I've got reserves that I can feed into the line, or if he breaks through, surround it, blow people away. It worked out really nice because that one unit that had gone forward got shot up, failed its morale check. It was disordered and routed, and then because I had the Cossacks behind it, it basically vaporized as it was retreating. So it's just the sort of thing I'll just keep kind of poking away with them on all of that, and generally making it a challenge for him. Yeah, and if he comes around the corner there, I've got the 27th Division, and I've got those heavy cuirassiers, and I've got the battery. So I've got enough stuff I think I can throw at him to make his life a challenge. And just try to hold on to that position for at least maybe another 3 turns, 3 or 4 turns. And by that point, hopefully you guys will be making enough progress over on the other side to keep things hot for them.
Also, in 3 to 4 turns, I mean, you may be able to basically hollow out the attacking French force so completely that it runs out of offensive potential. Like, that's the goal.
Yes. Yeah. Because
the other thing
No, carry on.
The other thing that, I mean, sooner or later that tends to happen is usually the French are able to knock out 1 or 2 of the larger Russian batteries. It's possible that we could lose an important battery here or there suddenly, unexpectedly, right. And then you need to have lots of infantry around to cover the gap.
Yeah. So what I'm going to probably do is kedge Raevsky's corps to kind of back up over there closer to the icon of Smolensk.
Yeah.
And that way then they can either fade west or fade east, but then they'll be kind of backing up their RCU kind of a thing. So.
Yes. Mitch's 6th Corps could gradually shift towards R4C, which is
Okay.
kind of where Raevsky is now. And if necessary, the Red Belt Second Corps could fill in where Mitch's 6th is. That would be a defensive shift.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'd like to see if I can't get the 12th Division and the 26th Division that are part of Raevsky over a little bit further to east to so I have got stuff to either create a new line so then I could pull that other corps back and I'll have a line they can retreat through, or have reserves to throw forward.
So is that something we should maybe start this turn? It's like noon. Maybe that's a medium-sized movement we should begin. So you're going to start pulling Raevsky's corps east-ish. Will start kedging over to R4C, and then I'll fill Mitch's zone with the Second Corps of the Reds.
Yep, that sounds
If
like
we start that
would be...
now, we'll be ahead of the game, particularly since their main attack seems to be looking northeast.
Yes, yes. And even if they decide to switch directions, we'll have stuff to deal with it.
I mean, if they go back north or northwest, then they're moving back into our more optimum kind of coverage.
Yeah. So no, that's what I will be doing. So I'll start kedging the 12th Division and the 26th Division over towards the east, over towards the icon of Smolensk. I've got that other Dragoon little brigade that you sent me. So I've got those guys. And we'll figure out where to kedge those guys at some point in time. But yeah.
So the farthest that Mitch can reach is to have his division, because he's running on Barclay. Barclay goes to Doktorov, and then Doktorov 2, 4, 6, 10. Doktorov can move 2 hexes further east, and then he's got 6 to his division commanders, 2, 4, 6. So really the farthest east that Doktorov can cover is to R4C or slightly beyond it. So as Raevsky kedges over there, don't pull so far over that you're losing contact with R4C.
Okay, yeah. I will keep that in mind.
And then, the 6th Corps, it's already more or less there, but it will move east-ish. 2nd Corps will come in really to the ravine behind the Great Redoubt, and then over towards the road. And then that area of ours will be weak-ish in cavalry is an issue for it, but depending on how things go, that may not matter.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some light cavalry over there, and then he's got some dragoons, it looks like.
Get that one division of de France's Carabiniers, and then the Guard cavalry.
Yeah.
What are the dragoons? No.
Yeah, he doesn't. I mean, yeah. There's not. He's only got a little bit of heavies. Yeah, with de France and the Guard, and that's all expensive. That cost a whole, a command point to put those guys in motion, and they've got it. He's got everything all piled up, higgledy-piggledy. So I was worried at first that he was going to be moving, because he kind of moved them forward. I thought maybe he was going to make an attempt to charge my guns last turn, but then he didn't. He pulled them back.
It's just all very tentative. I think it kind of reflects David's approach, which is very cautious. He must have played a lot of bar or something, because the whole approach really looks like a 1700s approach, not a Napoleonic approach.
Yeah, well, and I think that he definitely learned his lessons playing you at Buckeye Game Fest. So I think getting sort of swatted there by that phenomenal Allied cavalry charge that came from every side of the battlefield practically. That was an amazing little little turn of events we had there. That was a fun game.
Cavalry Thunderbolt. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is you're just gauging through the duration of the game, the distance really. And you're trying to make sure that when the enemy penetration comes, you're almost allowing it, but you're allowing it to stick its head deep into the kill sack. It's either an artillery kill sack if you're the Russians, or it's a cavalry kill sack, depending on some of the other countries.
Right. Yeah.
And it may be that Marat and the Young Guard are about to kind of do the same thing. Like they can come forward another 5 hexes, but the minute they stick their heads out past towards R27 or up over the edge of the ravine, then they're in artillery case shot medium range.
Yeah.
And the firepower goes up, firepower doubles, and the crossfires increase. So then it doesn't take too many turns before there's nothing left of the attack.
Hey, did Platov get a command? Is he 15
did.
again? Okay.
He's
So
15, yep.
I'm gonna drop our guys in. So we've got 6, and then I had 2 light cavalry activated, and you had your light cavalry activate. And yeah, so that should be good. 1, 2, 3.
It is definitely fun and good to see them beginning to, try to make offensive efforts. I hope they're learning a lot of the mechanics this time through.
Oh yeah. Well, and aren't you playing, David, on another evening as well?
Yeah, we're playing Wednesday, Ligny.
Okay. And is Alex playing that one, or Bill Shipley, or?
Yeah, Alex and Todd Honkala.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I remember him from Canada. So, cool.
Did we hit the move button? Are we ready to save and wrap up?
It looks like they're putting chits down. So, I don't know that they're...
In a few minutes, we get a save.
Yeah. So, once they've got everything marked, I think that would be when we would do it.
I mean, basically, the overall plan has been working. Now we're into the real fighting stage. It's going to test it, pressure test it. In terms of casualties so far, I think we're way ahead of them in overall casualty ratio.
Right.
We've taken some substantial hits. The cav action, the probe that we made south of the Great Redoubt there was interesting. It delayed everything by an hour, maybe an hour and a half, because it caused a lot of flurry. It was relatively inconclusive, and we probably overextended our cavalry in the middle of that, took a bunch of hits, maybe we didn't need to, but it pulled out one of Ney's infantry divisions, which didn't sting our cav, and since got shredded by the artillery, which is good.
Oh, you know what result they got? Marat Impetuous.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
And that's
Marat
that's
generates a bonus command point for himself in addition to his regular one. He and any cavalry unit he is stacked with form a move that turn. The units of the move, including Marat, must charge the nearest enemy units which are eligible targets and are not in general order terrain. If Marat is not stacked with any cavalry, then he must immediately, and in a direct fashion as possible, move to the nearest friendly cavalry unit and form a move for the charge. Marat forms a move in this manner. It says, players using the Regs 30 will have Marat launch a grand charge with any cavalry unit stacked with or adjacent to Marat.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's going to cause a whole lot of action. Grenadier 1 can form square and watch it all come to ruin.
Well,
Grenadier division.
Yeah, I don't know what he's got to charge. It says he's got to charge the nearest unit.
Squares. Give him squares.
No, but the nearest unit to Marat is well, he can't charge those guys because they're in the brush. Would be these Cossacks.
Right. So they'll gallop into nowhere.
Yeah.
Theoretically, they're trying to reach the cannons or something. Also, maybe that's the nearest one when Murat, or where is he?
Yeah. He's down here. Marat's down here. Yeah, so I guess he could. I mean,
Hook around and charge east. The guys in the swamp, big deal.
yeah,
Um,
but he's got to stop as soon as he hits my
the
skirmish
brush,
Cossacks.
right? So major chit or major command role that will probably end up getting dissipated.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll do a whole lot, but it will be exciting. A grand charge. So all we need now is to get a similar roll, and we'll have Uvrov. What does he pick up? Another command point or another command?
Yeah, it generates a permanent command point for 3 hours.
Oh wow, that's sweet.
Yeah. I mean, it requires that he take offensive action, but we built the whole western wing attack on the statistical probability that sooner or later we get that. So since we're gonna get it, might as well pre-commit
Yeah.
to it and be ahead of the game.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So you've got, it looks like the Fourth Corps is still grinding away. Platov is still
It's
doing his
well, yep.
magic.
Yep.
Euler's got his batteries moving around, I guess.
Yeah. So the next midterm thing, probably we have 1 more hour to go, is for all of Euler's artillery to join with the Russian Guard and use the highway to rush the artillery up onto the nose on the French side. And then we deploy the artillery. Now it's not at long range anymore. Now it's at short to medium to short. And we blow away first Eugene and then the Westphalians.
Cool.
That's so Euler's artillery is beginning to trickle down so that they can, take a firing position past the church for the coming hour, and then rush up the highway together with the Russian Guard. We just need to suppress their artillery just a little more. We don't want to run our guard into the middle of their artillery is the thing.
Right. Well, and it looks like Mitch pulled back all those guns that were there along the Kalachau. They must have run out of ammunition.
They had a failure of nerve. They decided to go form a defense in the ravine.
Our guns, or
the Westphalian
Westphalians?
Mitch's guns ran out of ammo. The Westphalian guns had a failure of nerve.
Okay, so they are in the ravine. Yeah, I'm kind of like, why did you put them there? They can't shoot anything.
Right, they're wicked defense. They're hedgehogging.
That's true.
They're hedgehogging at a pivot point. Okay, fine, but we'll find a way around it.
Yeah.
Mitch is reloading. After he gets reloaded, that will be the attack time probably.
Okay.
So it's probably the 1 p.m. hour is launch.
Right, and basically,
by then
yeah. Well, and by then we'll see what's cooking on my end of the battlefield.
Yep.
So, cool.
Loads of fun. I think I'm going to wrap up because I have a relatively early start tomorrow.
Okay, well, I will save things, and I don't know that it looks like I got most of the stuff on, so I will see you next week.
Next week, super
Okay,
fun
be well.
otherwise. Take it easy.
Okay, be well. All right, and if you were tuning in, we're going to say farewell and end the live stream, and we'll see everybody's happy smiling face next week. Until then, be well.